East Texas Sports Network is dedicated on delivering the most entertaining sports broadcasts in East Texas. And if you're interested in having your next sporting event streamed live, visit us online at NETsn.live.
Hey, can we go back? I was just enjoying that Chapel Hill football. Did you just? No, I do got to admit, watching the scoop and score against LCM on that video package, you forget talk team speed. You forget how fast Chapel Hill is at times, and when 8 of the Chapel Hill defenders are in front of the offensive by 10 yards,
and no chance.
Pretty impressive. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good. How about yourself?
I don't know. I feel like I'm on this all these videos or these audios where I'm like I'm trying to be happy, but it sounds like I'm like apologizing for making a move, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been doing a lot of these, but I am happy to do a lot of this one, especially this one, because you and I, we kind of connected last year at the old network. And we started doing a lot together and doing stuff with NETsn and things. And so when I made the move over to S2S Sports and L4 Media, the first thing I did, and I pulling the curtains back, I literally messaged you before I actually made the move and said, hey, this is what's being offered. I'm thinking about doing this. I'd like for you to come with me. And y'all talked about it and y'all did. And so I guess this is like, if we were Jerry Jones, we'd have the contract right here. We're officially announcing that S2S Sports, Sideline to Sideline, is going to team up with NETsn and the crew. We don't know what we're going to do. It's going to be a lot of content. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's the thing. And you're right. You don't know what we're going to do. So make sure you tune in, because there can be all kinds of crossovers. And what are those TV shows where they, you have one show crossover the other one. And
when you want to start, they call it a backdoor pilot.
Yeah, so you never know what we're going to do. I do know that we'll still have our weekly wrap-up show here. Corey and Vince and Kyle. We just brought Kyle in over the last month or two, and so we're excited about that. Really pushing that East Texas. Trying to expand our knowledge and everything we got East Texas. This year was the first year. We had a lot of fun with it. Had you on and Grant on a couple times, Terry. It was a lot of fun. And so I'm excited about this deal, working with y'all. It's going to be a lot of fun. Shout out to Brett and Tish and everybody too. We appreciate y'all for letting us join this ride. We're excited about being on the ground floor with y'all, and just a lot of exciting things coming up.
Well, and one of the things that made making the move doable is at L4 Media and S2S Sports. If you notice, in S2S Sports, there's no football. It's just sports. And that's always been kind of a goal of mine. We're actually, and I talked about in the first video I made for L4, I also want to do things outside of sports. But inside the S2S Sports Network and with you, it's not just going to be football.
Oh, yes. We're right in the dead middle of basketball season right now, Terry, and we've got some games. If you like high school basketball in East Texas, you need to go subscribe to our YouTube channel right now, the NETsn Live YouTube channel. Go there, subscribe, so you'll get notified when we go live. We've got 26 regular season games over the next probably month and a half. We've got 2 crews. You got me and Corey. If you watch the wrap up show, me and Corey will be doing games, and also Kyle and Jeremy will be doing games as well. So we'll have multiple games going at one time. So you maybe got 2 TVs, put YouTube on both TVs up, watch both games. We'll have lots of coverage. We're also going to be covering Brook Hill playoff games. We got to deal with them. So once the playoff starts, we'll cover some of them. And also, we have a really good relationship with NETsn Live and those guys, and we'll be doing some playoff games there. We've got the regional tournament in Commerce on our calendar. Corey and I will be venturing up to your old stomping grounds there in Commerce, Terry, and I got to introduce Corey. He doesn't understand the airplane hangar, Terry.
Really?
Yeah, he's never been there, and so I'm like, it's just the atmosphere in that gym is just it's insane. Just like you wouldn't think.
Okay. It is if it's a region final. When I was working A&M Commerce Radio in 03, the ladies team was, well, let's just say they were bad. And now they're really good. They've been nationally ranked. They played into the term, but they were bad. Like I think that year they were 5-20. Ooh. And so when there's 3 fans there, the atmosphere is terrible. But I've also broadcast a Canton versus Winsboro when that was the girls basketball rivalry in the state. And that place was packed to the gills. As big as it is, they didn't have a spot left. And that place is absolutely fun when it's rocking like that.
Yeah, we've got the opportunity. I mean, just kind of looking at the bracket, there's going to be some good teams there. Oak Cliff Faith Family is a really good team this year. You've got Dallas Carter is a good team. Dallas Pinkston, they play Friday night actually. And that's their interdistrict rival. So, then you've got Sulphur Springs, Lindale, Brownsboro, Canton, a lot of good teams. So it's going to be a really good regional, and we'll probably be sharing links and stuff like that once we get closer to it. But yeah, I'm excited to be able to call it. And having that relationship with NETsn Live is awesome because they can just get us those games, those playoff games. And basically we're going to get to kind of pick our schedule, which ones we want to do. And so it's an awesome feeling. And if you're not a basketball guy, then maybe you're a baseball fan, Terry, because we got baseball coming up. We've also going to have 2 crews doing baseball. Keith Whitman will be doing on one broadcast. He's already working on, we've got around 30 or 32 baseball games somewhere in there right now, baseball and softball combined. And so those will be on our network coming up. And those will start in February. So we'll have Chapel Hill Soccer popping up on the network through the direct stream of the home games. So we've got tons of content coming up on NETsn over the next 2 to 3 months. Probably just about most nights there'll be something. So whether it's baseball, basketball, softball, soccer, we got it covered. Then football season coming up. We might have some content during football season as well.
A little bit, but again, you said it. You were talking in passing about how you and NETsn Live have a good relationship, and that's one of the things that you and I talked about. Like I've never been a big believer in website A is a competitor. Let's fight them. I'm like, let's just share information and let's work together and stuff. And one of the things that we have done, or I'm working to do here at S2S is talk to like Dave Campbell. I have personal relationships with almost everybody there, but we've always not really been able to work with them because of stupid things. And so now that's all off the table. And I told them, like, look, if nothing else, I just want to be able to work together, like trade information. And we've been talking and stuff. And that's, if you're a network or if you're interested in broadcasting and you have your own thing, hey, reach out to us and let's talk, because we want this to be eventually a big thing where it's a lot of voices that are in their expertise, and you don't have to hear some of NETsn talk really bad about some football that they don't know about because it's not in East Texas, and that's not fair to you to then bring you on. I heard some of those shows and I felt bad for y'all, but yeah, that's what we want. We want everything to be connected so we all work together.
Yeah, it's about building relationships and networking, honestly, and that's what we saw in this. I mean, we've just started. I mean, this kind of started as Bulldog Sports Network,
yes,
2 years ago, and it's grown into something a lot bigger. And now it's not just me. I've got a team. We're always adding people and adding different voices and different content. So, and that's the thing about it. I mean, it's taken the 2 years. It's been a lot of work, but sacrifice of not really making anything off of it, just doing it just because we love the sports and we love high school athletics, with the possibility, of growing this with y'all. And and then helping y'all grow as well as a new network. It just really just makes sense.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. And I like the fact that, again, at the end of the day, y'all's football is kind of not that it's becoming a back seat, but the basketball, and as we talked about the baseball, you didn't even realize how much that was going to open up. And that's another thing is people think of Texas and they think of football, and rightfully so, but look at the NBA and look at the colleges, and then go look at baseball and go look at who is in the pros and where they're from. There's no reason why baseball and basketball can't be as big a sport. It's just people don't have avenues for that. And again, that's something we want to start trying to provide for people.
Yeah, and you mentioned that. I mean, there's some good little basketball in East Texas.
Oh yeah,
some of the teams that we've got set up to cover. This week will be in Brook Hill Friday night. That's All Saints in Brook Hill, big crosstown Taps rivalry there. We'll have both games, girls and boys, starting at 6:00. Kyle and his guys will be in Como-Picton as North Hopkins takes on Como-Picton for both girls and boys games. Some other teams we're covering: ARP, Troop, Frankston, Martins Mill, Shelbyville, Timpson, Grand Saline, Rains, LaPointer, Frankston, Athens, Lindale, Fruitville, Caddo Mills, Wills Point, just some of the teams we're covering in basketball. Then, of course, we'll have playoff games as well. We kind of pick and choose some good matchups around the area. So, yeah. I mean, that's just the tip. I mean, we've got baseball. I know we're covering Bullard. They're always a good baseball school. We got some Lindale, Chapel Hill, Carthage. I think we have them a little bit, which they're always a good team. We will have the Cumberland tournament. We're going to be covering the majority of that tournament. I think about 9 or 10 games of that. So that's going to be some good teams there. I think Hughes Springs, Cayuga, some teams in there with Chapel Hill ARP and some others. So we're going to have lots of stuff. I've started to post links on those games, so you can go check out our YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/NETsn live. You can just go browse on the upcoming streams that we have. They're already scheduled and ready to go. So if you want to be notified, you can subscribe to our channel and also click the little notify me button, and it'll send you a little notification too there. So just so much content. I don't even have time to, talk about all of it. I mean, it's just so much coming up. And so if really the best way to find out is just go out to the YouTube page and check out all the stuff that we've got going on. Starting this Friday night, it's just going to start hot and heavy, pumping them out. I mean, I think me and Corey for the next probably 2 months, Thursday or Fridays and Tuesdays are going to be booked. So we'll be somewhere. If you're out at one of the games, come say hi to us. We'll be at the table and come check us out. Maybe we can drag Terry to a game. Terry, you come out to a basketball game.
Hey, I'll do some baseball. I'll do some baseball games for you if y'all need it. I love baseball. That was my first love. That's what I used to.
So basketball's not your sport then?
No, I actually love. I was growing up. I was actually one of those that whatever season it was my favorite sport.
Just whatever it is.
I kind of ran myself into the ground basketball wise, just simply because my roommate at A&M Commerce, he had played college basketball, and at the time he was actually going to coach. He was going to school to coach college basketball, and we just watched like so much of it that I just eventually, when you get older and other people in your life, you have to kind of start picking what you watch. And like, I love the Rangers, but I don't watch Ranger games. I usually just follow them online on
They're
Yahoo.
Sometimes disappointing, or maybe a lot of times,
especially after one strike away. I think I died a little that night.
That was tough. It's like 2 years in a row we were really good and blew really both of those years, and then just kind of went downhill after that. Nolan Ryan left, and it hadn't been the same, honestly.
Oh, it wasn't Nolan Ryan. That's a show right there. We could have the most overrated hero in Texas.
Well, it was the timing though. When he left as the general manager or whatever his actual title was.
President. He was president, yeah.
So when he left, it seems like the wins went with him to the Astros.
Because that's what Nolan Ryan does when the ship gets tough, he bails out. I mean, that's literally how he left the Astros. Astros started getting a bad name with their front office kind of being douchey, and then all of a sudden Nolan's like, oh, I don't want to be a part of it. So yeah, I love Nolan Ryan as a kid, but I've just learned that, see, this is what the kind of content you're going to get.
Yeah,
and that's the other thing. Like we said, we're not just talking high school sports. Like Noe and I have an NFL college show. We're going to have y'all on from time to time, especially now that we started putting it on Restream. It's so easy just to all 4 or 5 of us get on and have a few drinks and talk NFL football and college football. That's the kind of stuff that we want. And that's where I say I want more voices in the room at my network. I want to share this with people. I want 40 shows a week on the network. I just don't want to do all 40 of them if I can help.
Well, and if you are doing them, then you're not carrying the whole thing. You have
Yes.
It's heavy. It's heavy like that.
Yeah, especially like you do a region show like East Texas, and I love East Texas, and so I'm able to do a lot of it off memory. But when I'm the one and I've got to carry it for 20 minutes, it gets to be, and that's why when we first started, I relied on y'all's standings and stuff. That was just so easy just to scroll through the standings and to keep it going. But do that, as fun as this is, do that for 8 other regions.
Yeah.
And then get ready to do your sideline to sideline
and then
show.
try to focus on your 4A, 3A, 2A that
Yes.
you really got to focus on. That's your big show.
Yeah.
And that can get draining, I'm sure. Yeah.
And so that's why I want to spread this through the state. I want as many people as we can, because the more experts you have, just to me, the better content. And that's why y'all are the first one we've went to, and we're so happy to have you on here, and we're going to have an absolute blast.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And if you're interested in sponsoring any of our stuff, reach out to me or Terry. We're looking for sponsors for our content right away. If you're interested in sponsoring basketball,
especially for anything, if you're East Texas, right
East
away.
Texas will be, and also the regional tournament there in Commerce. We're going to have that. If you're interested in sponsoring something like that, we're interested in getting your stuff out there, because there'll be eyes on it. We're growing right now. We're getting close to that 500 mark on YouTube. We'd like to try to reach that sometime during this spring. So go subscribe to our channel, help us out. Also, Grant and Terry, their site's up as well. So go hit up their YouTube. You can find it right on ours as well. If you can't find it, NETsn Live, if you're already there, go to the favorites. We've already got them favorited. You can just easily go subscribe to them. You can subscribe to Kyle Owens' channel. It was one of our guys. Also, Logan Ward's going to be doing some stuff with the network as well, and his channel is there as well. So subscribe to it, and we'll appreciate it very much. We're excited to be able to share all this content. It's going to be great.
Yes, sir.